Have you ever wanted to make a meter for your character? Something that goes like this, right? Now, you hit them, it fills up. You use a move, it goes down. Now, my last tutorial on this was a little bit overcomplicated. Like, you didn't need to make it that complicated, which is why I'll get into it straight away. Here, you make your bar move, of course. You make it use unobtained, and you hide it in base, you hide it in awakening, and you turn on no stun and no cancel. This makes it so that it automatically gets used. After which, in the default timeline, you make a branch to where your meter will be. Now, inside of your meter, you're gonna have all of the tags, which you're gonna have to unfortunately use for this to work. You're gonna have all of your tags here, right? And to make sure that this works on loop, you make sure that the meter branch loops back into itself so that it's constantly updating, and these tags, which check for how much meter you have, will constantly get activated and will always check and be led into their respective branches. In which case, then they'll display here on the side. Now for this, you're gonna put an empty image of your meter here, and yeah, that should be it. That's how the meter works. If you'd like, you can copy how all of this works. Just try to make it in your own style, probably. Now, for how to incorporate these into your moves, right? Since we use tag blocks, and these moves do require to land to get hit, which right here you'll see. To incorporate these into your moves, you're gonna wanna have to use tags, of course, here. Now, you're gonna be wondering what the 0 and 3 are for, and I'll get down to explaining that. But first, you make sure that either when you hit or when you use the move, you gain a tag. You can set it for however long you want, and you can set the value for however long, how much you want. The important thing is that you use add or remove or set. Now, this allows you to basically slowly have the bar fill up or have the bar progress in a sort of manner. Now, for this to work, you're gonna wanna make sure that there are also fail-safes so that it doesn't go over the values you don't want it to. So I have a maximum value of 3, right? And I don't want it to go over 3. So I'm gonna make it so that it checks if it goes over 3, which is 4, and it leads into a branch that sets the value back to 3 for the correct amount of time. This just makes sure that the tag doesn't actually overflow, and that it'll always constantly keep working, right? Because if it goes over, then it's gonna not work anymore. Now, here, you can also see that I set a value for 0, just in case it goes under 0. So if it goes under 0, it sets it back to 0. Now, the way I would use this in my moves, right? You can see here. I would also use the same method I used with the meter block, but instead, they have different moves inside of them, instead of just being checks and billboards. The thing about this is that you're gonna have to make separate moves inside of one move, but it works just as well. And if you want it to drain the meter, you're gonna just make sure that it adds -1 instead of +1. Because 1 plus -1 is, of course, gonna be 0. Which is why I added the 0 failsafe. That's how I make my meter moves in JJS. You can use this system however you want. You can make variations, and I just hope you can use these for your moves. Thanks for watching.